There is a very interesting story in the book of Joshua chapter 9 that I want us to consider. If you read from verse 1 to 15, the Gibeonites came to Joshua after his conquest of Jericho, and they came to deceive him. And this story gives us strategies of how we can become captives of the devil. We read what the Gibeonites did. They strategized, they sat back and planned how they were going to deceive. They created a good impression of how they would appear before Joshua. And you know, first impressions are very critical. So they wore very old shoes, torn clothes, and they strategized on how they would appear like they have walked for a very long time. The food that they chose to carry was moldy. And therefore, because of impression, Joshua could easily be deceived. The second thing that we notice in that passage is the words that they used. When they arrived to where the Israelites were camping and met with Joshua and the elders of Israel, they started by first massaging their ego. They told them, you know, we are your servants. We have heard the great things of God and what He has done for you. We have traveled from far and we just want to have peace. That's how the devil comes to us, camouflaged like he is a friend. In no wonder the Bible tells us in the New Testament that the devil will come to us like an angel of light. He will present himself in such a way that we can almost not, differentiate between the good and the bad. And I want you to note, because of the way it was presented or the message was presented and how the enemy presented himself, Joshua was taken. And what they did and the elders was to examine what the people were wearing, to look at their food, maybe even sympathized with them. And they decided to, make a covenant with them, a covenant of peace, only to soon realize that these people were just a few, according to scholars, about 25 kilometers away. They were not very far away from where the Israelites were. And because they had made the covenant in the name of God, they could not break it. So it had a long-lasting effect in the lives of the Israelites, because they had to allow their enemies to live with them. I want to say that is giving us how the enemy comes. You will find that we are living in dangerous times because of cultic teachings. And many cultic teachings specialize in, not all of them, but many of them choose verses that are standalone verses, selective choice of verses that sometimes are not very clear, and they bring out something that may appear to be very spiritual, very godly. And we make the mistake of just believing the people, and they will speak in a voice that seems to be very sincere, and we become culprits. I want to say we are responsible for ourselves, and we need to be careful. We need to know God's message for ourselves, because God has given us the truth. Read the Bible, know the truth for yourself, and don't allow yourself to be deceived. Always consult God. Joshua and the people of Israel thought that it was a small thing, so why bother God? They did not pray about it. And isn't it true that when our egos have been massaged, we are likely to overlook the Christian or spiritual responsibility of consulting God and asking Him for His guidance and asking Him to give us His wisdom, to give us His discernment. And because of that, we are caught in the trap of the enemy. My prayer and desire, and the reason I'm putting out this clip, is to encourage every believer to have a close relationship with God. Walk near His proximity. And you do that by prayer and also by reading his word so that you know what he is telling you. And that way, you may find that you spare yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of pain that would come from false teachers. Examine everything that is said. Even what I have told you is subject to examination. Read the book for yourself, Joshua chapter 9, verse 1 to 15. You may even get more ideas of how you can be victorious. May the Lord bless you as you consider this. My name is Karita Mbagara. I'm the Deputy Bishop of Christ is the Answer Ministries. I look forward to meeting you the next time we put out another video. Have a great time.